welcome back to my channel. Welcome to video from holiday apartment. Nice little recording corner. Could do one of these at home. No distracting background. Nobody telling me the bed should be made, stuff like that. I am going to do the Q&A. A couple of weeks ago, I put out on my YouTube community post and on my Instagram, would anybody like any questions answered? I do this about once a year. And since Natalie and I have no plans for this evening, since we didn't want to go and see the Funk Soul Brothers or whatever something like that. We thought we'd record it now. So I've got Natalie off camera and she's going to read the questions out for me. She doesn't want to be on camera because her hair is interesting this evening. Large. She hasn't straightened her hair. I've done mine. How glamorous am I? Although mine is where it was still damp. I can feel it getting larger. So yeah, Nat's going to read the questions out to me and I'm going to try and answer your questions. Off you go, Nat.
So UFOs 4 says, hi Carla, have you been to the US? If so, what state? If not, what state would you like to visit?
I have never been to the US. I would like to go and I would like to do the route down through Carolina and kind of, is it Route 66 that goes down that way? You know, Carolina, Tennessee, is that the way? My geography is shocking, so they could be in completely different directions.
No, not too bad.
I'd like to go country music direction. That's what I like to do.
Style.
Hannah Montana style, absolutely. Yes, if I was going to go to the US, I'd like to do the country music end of the country. Does that make sense? Yeah, I think so.
Like the cooking show you used to watch, Pioneer?
Pioneer Woman, that kind of, yeah. She's on a ranch in Texas. I don't know if that's the same end or not.
Oh, no.
No, like my geography's shocking, honestly. I don't know where anywhere is. Okay, what's next?
Sandra Jameson says, please, how do you apply your eyeliner?
How do I apply my eyeliner, Sandra Jameson? Okay, firstly, I use a Foera eyeliner stamp, not sponsored, but it costs a couple of quid off Amazon. I will actually put the link to that in below because they are very useful. It does a little wingtip on each side. I didn't even bring makeup with me, but it does a little wingtip on each side. It goes stamp, stamp, and then I just draw the liquid line across. And some days it goes really, really well. And some days it goes really, really badly. Some days I have to put it on and take it off about 6 times, but practice does make it easier. And obviously now I'm old, I've got wrinkly eyes, so if I hold the skin tight, that helps. But I can't do eyeliner pencil. I have to do liquid eyeliner and the stamp. Eyeliner pencil just does not go well, no matter how many times I try.
Miss Dragon Lady says, hi Carla, still being your own boss. If you could do any type of work, what would your ideal job be, or something you always wanted to do/be?
Still be my own boss, what would my ideal job be, or something I've always wanted to do? I'd like to be unemployed. I'd like to be very, very wealthy and not have to work at all. So I guess the answer to that is to be a successful investor, isn't it? And then it's all passive income. I suppose that's the answer to that. I've never really had much ambition to be anything. I wanted to be a librarian. I've told this story before. I wanted to be a librarian when I was a kid. And then I did my work experience in a library. And they wouldn't let me anywhere near the books apart from dusting them and making tea for a week. And it killed my dream. But yeah, in an ideal world, I'd be a lottery winner and just be able to go around.
A lady of leisure.
A lady of leisure and go around doing good deeds secretly and you know, being on the WI or something.
Karen G asks, what is your favourite rock band/singer?
My favourite rock band/singer? I don't know if I have a clear favourite. I like a lot of stuff. I have an eclectic range of musical taste. I like stuff from the musicals, I like rock, I like pop. I like everything from James Blunt to Green Day. You know, that's a very wide spectrum, isn't it? You know what I mean? I don't think you'd find James Blunt supporting Green Day in concert or vice versa anytime soon. So yeah, I like a lot of stuff. I don't really have a strong favourite. Yeah, and I don't know if you describe either of those as rock.
No, but you do like Guns N' Roses.
I like Guns N' Roses, yeah. Yeah, I like a lot of stuff. I like Meatloaf.
This is one for you. Jackie.
They're all for me.
No, this is a good one for you. If you had a huge lottery win, what would your millionaire lifestyle look like?
If I had a huge lottery win, what would my millionaire lifestyle look like? Okay, I would have a large-ish house, but not, you know, I don't want anything the size of Buckingham Palace or anything like that, and I don't want anything too modern. So in my mind's eye, I can see the kind of house I want, and it's a bit kind of country parsonage kind of style, not the actual mansion house, but the actual, you know, the parsonage. So you'd go in and there'd be rooms on both sides, so that you've got several sitting rooms and a big kitchen, and you probably have maybe 4 bedrooms. But the key thing is that the grounds would be secure, and I would be able to have lots and lots of dogs, and they'd be safe and they could run pretty much freely. And anytime anyone, when this dog needs a home, I'd be like, oh yeah, we've got plenty of room, we can have another one. So that's my millionaire lifestyle. Would look like me not living in an enormous house, but I think the key is to buy a house of a manageable size. I would definitely have a housekeeper. I would have a housekeeper so that I wouldn't have to be a responsible adult. It would be somebody else's job to get the shopping and tell me what was going to be for dinner and whatever, you know.
Joanne Hazel, how did you meet Tammy?
How did I meet Tammy? I bounced up to her in the street and said, you look like the kind of woman who likes a good time. Literally, that is how I met Tammy. So I worked for Ann Summers for a number of years. I was a team leader for Ann Summers, and did very well at it. Funnily enough, I was good at that. But one of our jobs with Ann Summers is to find people who have parties. And so we used to go out canvassing for parties, and you know, those people who come up to you in the street and say, can you spare me a moment? I was one of those people, only I tended to make it a little bit more fun than that. So I literally bounced sideways up to her and said to her, you look like a woman who likes to have a good night. And she went, yes, I am, and booked a party. And at that party, I was recruiting for members for my team, and she joined my team. And within a few weeks of her joining my team, she found herself unexpectedly needing somewhere to live in a hurry, because the house that she was living in, this is the story of Tammy's life, isn't it? The house that she was living in, the guy suddenly decided that he was going to sell it. She was renting a room off him and he was going to sell it and whatever. And
she became the monster under the bed.
And she did. She came and lived under Natalie's bed for a little while. It was only a short period of time. She was waiting for another place to come available. And so I said to her, come and stay with me. And she said, but you barely know me. And I was like, well, are you going to burgle me? And she said, no. I said, well, that's all right then. And that's. So originally I recruited her to do an Ann Summers party, and then she came to work for me, and then she came to live with us. And that was many moons ago. How old are you?
I was 9.
2004, I think.
Yeah. 8, 9. So
it was 2005 when I passed my test. So yeah, 2005.
Yeah,
so nearly 20 years.
9. So
yeah. Nearly 20 years.
Got something new for you?
Okay, username, I've got something new for you.
Hi Carla, I know you're not currently losing weight, but I'm curious to know, do you regret originally sharing your journey, and do you wish at times you could shift the weight loss era of your channel, i.e. stop constant questions of calorie crush returning? And have you had any thoughts of deleting the content?
Okay, let's take that apart bit by bit. I am currently losing weight. Do I regret ever sharing it? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Mainly because it boosted my channel following quite a lot. You know, my channel went from about 4,000 to about 8,000 or 9,000 throughout the calorie crush era. So from that point of view, that sounds great, doesn't it? But it attracted a lot of criticism. And when that criticism is of you personally and something you are trying to achieve or not doing very well achieving, it's painful. It's quite painful. I didn't have haters until I started doing well at something. Before my weight loss, I wasn't any good at anything. I lived in a crappy, horrible council house and wasn't massively successful in my job, and so there wasn't anything enviable about me at all before I began to lose weight. And I began to lose weight, and I did well at it. And funny enough, that was when I started to get haters, when I started to achieve something. So yeah, that was I do regret sharing it, although I did say at the time the reason I was sharing it is because I didn't feel like, at that time I was doing weekly vlogging, and I didn't feel like I could do weekly vlogging and hide the fact that I was going to lose weight without people asking questions. So I thought it was better just to make a clean breast of it and say, this is what I'm going to do. But I do regret sharing it. What was the next part?
Have you ever had thoughts of deleting that content to erase that era?
I have never had thoughts of deleting that content, because I don't believe you should whitewash stuff. I don't believe you should delete stuff to pretend it didn't happen. Whether or not that era was positive or negative, whether or not the results of it were enjoyable, I don't believe that you should just delete chunks of your past history just because it's not necessarily a happy memory. You know what I mean? You can't delete your memories. It is what it is. It was what it was. It's out there. It's funny, every now and again a comment will come up, because obviously when people comment on old videos, and then it'll be a comment from about 3 years ago, and they'll say something like, well, I think you should beat the eggs with pepper. And I'm like, what, eh? A really unrelated comment to whatever's happening there, you know. But yeah, no, I don't ever wish I could delete it all, but I do regret making it a feature of the channel in the way it did. People have said since, oh, you call this a weight loss channel. I never did. I never called it a weight loss channel, and that's one of the things I regret, is that it began to be seen as a weight loss channel.
Yeah.
This is not a weight loss channel.
What this lady says, to stop it, have you considered to erase it to stop it being branded as a weight loss channel?
No, I think people have accepted now that this is not a weight loss channel. If anything, it's been a weight gain channel for the last 2 years.
One more from the same person is, do you have any cruises booked for next year? So I love your cruise content, and it's inspired me to want to go on one.
There is a cruise booked for next year. There is a cruise booked for next May. And that will be myself and Tammy, Tamsin and Tina again, who came with me in May this year. I say came with me as though I took them. I mean, we went together in May this year. And Tina's mum is coming, and Tamsin's friend Claire is coming. So there's going to be 6 of us on this one, which will be the biggest party that we've cruised with. No, I don't know what to expect, but I'm looking forward to it.
So Honey Drops Wardrobe. Hi Carla, would you consider organising a meet and greet? I love your humour.
Well, thank you for saying you love my humour. I wouldn't organise what is traditionally known as a meet and greet, because I feel like that's kind of like, would you like to come and meet me? And that's an awfully swelled-headed thing to do, isn't it? You know, would you like to come and meet me because I'm a big celebrity, you know? Natalie, we're having a meet and greet.
Might bring me one if you're lucky.
No, I wouldn't do a traditional meet and greet, because I feel like I think that's something that nobody ever really organises their own. It's something that people's PR companies do. When people get big, and I'm not suggesting I am, but when people become major celebrities, I think their PR company says, by the way, you're doing a meet and greet, and they're like, oh God, am I? And I should imagine everybody feels the same way. Everybody feels a bit like, feel like a bit of a fraud sitting here with you all shaking my hand. But no, I wouldn't do that. However, we've had meetups before. We've had YouTube meetups and eBay reseller YouTubing meetups, and I've always organised one of those. It wasn't come and meet me. It was like, let's all get together and meet each other.
Healthy Bod 69.
Hi, Healthy Bod 69.
What do you do as your main job?
I do eBay and YouTube as my main job.
Would you ever consider help to lose weight, like surgery or Ozempic?
I don't want to go down the surgery line. Surgery is, for starters, I'm not that keen on the idea of any surgery unless you have to have it, because I'm like, oh dear, you know, you put yourself at risk of things really, really going wrong, don't you? You know what I mean? I'm like, oh no, I don't fancy surgery. I don't fancy surgery. And I think Ozempic, I'm not even sure that you can get that in the UK at the moment, because there was all that. The Ozempic is the one that
Is that the one where you have to inject daily?
I think so. I think you inject it daily. I don't fancy jabbing myself every day. And I think that's the one that they caused a shortage. So I don't even think they do that one in the UK. But I don't know. To be honest. I might be waffling about stuff I don't understand.
And then the other one, oh, she's put her name on the end. Her name's Claire.
Hi, Claire.
How did you and Caroline become friends?
Caroline, stuck in a loop. Carrot and I, me and my friend Carrot, Caroline and I became friends through YouTube and eBay and Facebook. So we, obviously we both had channels, and we were both members of the UK reselling group on Facebook, which is connected to YouTube and so on and so forth. UK eBay reselling group, and so we got chatty through there and became friends through that. Yeah.
Which book do you wish you had written?
Oh God, the Bible. Imagine how many copies that sold.
My favourite book was Harry Potter, because J.K. Rowling making that money.
J.K. Rowling has made her dollar, hasn't she? Which book do I wish I'd written? The book I wish I'd written is the book I actually started to write 20 years ago. I started to write a book 20 years ago. I got about 4 chapters in. I've never finished it. That's the book I wish I'd written. But if you mean which commercially successful book, then yeah, we'll have Harry Potter or the Da Vinci Code or anything that's 50 Shades of Grey.
Made a lot of money.
I don't think I would have liked to be the one who wrote that though. Not 50 Shades, no.
Deborah Wales.
Hi, Deborah.
Is there one regret in life that you wish you'd never did, and is there one regret in life that you wish you had done?
I don't think I have regrets of things that I wish I'd never done. I've made some small mistakes. I suppose there's lots of little regrets that I wish I'd never done. Yeah, I suppose there's loads of little regrets. You think, I wish I hadn't done that, but nothing major, nothing, you know, I've not got a skeleton in my closet that I'm hiding horrifically.
No, we displayed Derek for everyone to see.
What was the other? Something I wish I had done.
Yeah.
I wish I had been better with money. I wish I had... I suppose if you want to say things I regret being silly with money at an early age, And therefore, I regret not being better with money, which I suppose is the same regret. I wish I'd managed my money better. Yeah, I wish I'd done better with money. And I suppose you can take that on either side of the coin, can't you?
W. Hawkins, would you reconsider doing live videos in the future?
Never say never, but I kind of went off the boil with lives. Yeah, I don't never say never.
Moira,
Hi, Moira.
how long have you lived in your house and do you own it?
I have lived in my house. How old are you?
It'll be 27 years next month.
27 years next month. We lived in that house. Natalie was a year old when we moved in. And do I own it? No, I don't. It is it's rented. Again, I wish I'd bought my house.
I have 2 questions. This is Marie Claire's World. I have 2 questions, and the first is so random. When you went to see James Blunt, did you move seats? I swear the camera changed.
It's random, but well spotted. We did move seats. When we went to see James Blunt, the seat that I was in, I couldn't fit my bad knees in. You couldn't move at all. So the seats were very, very closely packed. And the seat in front, they've built a little ridge. So they're tiered seating, and usually you'd be able to tuck your toes under the seat in front, but they built a little ridge at the front of each walkway so that you can't get your feet under the chair in front anymore. And I suppose that's so that you can't kick the person in front or whatever. But it meant that I couldn't even put my feet straight on. I had to have my feet sideways like that because they simply wouldn't fit in the gap. And that twisted my knee. And within about 10 minutes, I was in really bad pain. And they very kindly moved us to an area where I'd be able to move my leg better. So yes, I did move seats. Well spotted.
If you were to move in the future, would it still be in or around Bristol, or would you go further afield?
If I was to move in the future, and where it would be would depend on whether Mum was still with us. So if Mum is still around, then I wouldn't move too far away. I would not want to be any more of a drive to get to her than I currently am. That said, I am only about 6 miles from her at the moment, but because it's across the city, it can take nearly an hour to get there.
Over an hour at times.
So we could easily move. We could probably move 20 miles out of the city and still get to her in the same length of time. But yeah, I wouldn't move too far away at the moment because you never know when Mum might need one of us. If Mum's location wasn't relevant, then I would like to move probably further down into Somerset, somewhere more country. I would like to live in a small market town rather than in a large city, ideally. But I don't have anywhere specific in mind.
Rebecca, if you could design a SHA The Sheep /Grommet, what would you do to it?
That's a really good one. I've never given that any thought. What would I like to do?
You put leopard print, we all know it.
I like leopard print. I like pink leopard print. Can we have a pink leopard print Wallace the Grommet? Yeah, let's have a shocking pink leopard print Wallace or Grommet or Sean or whatever. That's what we'll do.
And Rebecca again, it's many years later. Could you still beat Steve at arm wrestling?
The straight answer is no. I could not beat Steve at arm wrestling now. For starters, I'm old and weak and wimpy now, but also I don't think I ever really did. I think he capitulated. I think he did. I think he gave in and just gave me the glory. That's what I think happened. I don't think I ever really beat him.
Sandra Taylor, has Tammy left your house now?
No, Tammy's still there. Tammy's still in her room. Probably right now as we speak in her room.
Victoria, if you could change one thing, anything, what would it be?
One thing in the world, anything? Just change one thing.
Anything.
All dogs would be happy and healthy. There you go. That's what I'd change. If I could change one thing, anything, all dogs everywhere would be happy and healthy and stay that way. Not live forever, but... Or I would... What do you know what I'd like to do? I'd like to be able to make death instantaneous and painless. Imagine if you could do that. No, I don't want to go around killing people. That's not what I mean. I don't want to go around zapping people. What I mean is that when it's time for you to go, blink. Nobody suffers. Yeah. And because nobody suffered, I think it would alleviate a lot of grief as well. It'd be very, very, very sudden. Maybe you could have like a countdown going over your head so it wasn't too much shock for people.
No,
that would be awful.
Imagine waking up one day and finding it had dropped to 6 hours.
I'm sure this is a plot of something. I'm sure that I've seen this.
There's a film called Time.
Yeah.
Justin Timberlake. I have not seen it.
I don't think I've seen it, but I think I've heard of it.
You can give time to other people.
Yeah.
But it obviously comes off your thing.
Ka?
C.
C-A. Hi, Kat.
If you won the lottery, what is the first thing you would buy?
If I won the lottery, the very first thing I would buy? The very first thing?
First thing.
It would depend where you were, wouldn't it? It would depend where you were at the time, but I suppose they mean the first major purchase, because they don't mean, if you were in the local shop, the first thing you might buy might be the pint of milk that you'd gone out for or whatever, mightn't it, But if I suppose you mean the first major purchase, and if I won the lottery, the first thing I would buy would be a new car.
Yeah, I was thinking a new
Yeah, I would literally nip straight out and buy a new and reliable car. I would like to walk into a showroom and go, I want that one, and I want it now. Thank you. That'd be lovely.
Next one is from Sandra.
Hi, Sandra.
How far a drive is it to your mum's, and are you an only child?
Okay, I think I've covered that a minute ago. It's about 6 miles, but it can take up to an hour depending on time of day and traffic.
Really?
It's been known to take over an hour to get home usually. Yeah.
She lives near the stadium.
Yeah. And what was that? Am
Are
I
you
an
an
only child?
only child?
I am my mum's only child, which that sounds like I'm avoiding the question. I'm not avoiding the question, but my mum and my dad were both on second marriages, and my dad has 2 sons from his first marriage, and I am my mum's daughter from her first marriage. But my dad adopted me when they got married, so I was legally my dad's daughter. But his sons from his first marriage were not adopted by my mum.
Maria asks, are you and Tammy related?
We're not related, no, we've just known each other a long time, and I think, they say like dogs start to get to look like their owner. I think Tammy and I have just grown a bit similar over the years. I'm not saying which of us is the dog. Tammy, if you're watching this, please don't hit me. No, we're not related.
Oh, that's a good one. Alienia. If you could have dinner with 5 people, dead or alive, who would you pick?
Oh, I've been asked this one before, and I don't think I answer the same every time. 5 people dead or alive, who would I pick? I've always said I'd have my Granny Hammond. My Granny Hammond there because I miss her. I feel like there's more conversations I could have there. I'd have Terry Pratchett, I always say him. And I think in the past I've said people like Stephen Fry or Judi Dench. Do you want to come?
I'll come.
Okay, so there's me now. Is it 5 including me? It's not, is it? It's 5 plus me.
5.
Okay, so we've got Granny Hammond, Terry Pratchett and Natalie so far. 2 more. Who else would do you want one? Do you want to pick one?
It'd be lovely to see Kate Walsh, and thank her for being so nice in my dream.
Kate Walsh?
I had a dream about the other night. Not really Kate Walsh.
Oh, I'll have Tom Ellis.
Pink.
Oh, and Pink. Oh, that's an excellent choice.
I would love to hear. Pink's been in the industry for so long.
Yeah.
To be able to ask about how it's changed.
Did you just call Pink old? If you're watching Pink, because we know you're a huge fan of the channel. Imagine Pink sitting there and going, bitch. But yeah,
But not only do you get the point of view of a pop star, but to tell you what it was like 20 years ago and the differences.
Yeah. Okay, so I've got Granny Hammond, Terry Pratchett, Natalie, Pink, and Tom Ellis.
And Darcy.
Darcy would just be around the bottom of the table. Okay.
She comes with me.
That's my 5. That's my 5. I don't know what Granny Hammond's going to talk about with those people, but she'll be fine. She was a very peaceable lady. That's the YouTube questions. And what we'll do is record, there's another load of questions from Instagram, so we'll record those separately. And I'll see you in the next one for those. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.